Brothers, um, I got a little bit bothered by the interruptions that we had in class by this. And inshallah Azza wa Jal, there is a benefit to it. I advise you from here, get to know that these people that interrupt as sitting where there is Allah said and the Messenger said. Whose way is this? Is this the way of the people of Sunnah and Jama'ah? There's a lesson where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, and we're here and we're listening and reading. And we are reading what? We are reading one of the explanations of Imam ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala. And we are sitting and learning our religion. Somebody comes and starts saying nonsense of the Kharijite stuff, the Khuruj and Adnan and the rulers. I would like to draw your attention to the point that these people have made the whole religion revolve around what? Speaking against the rulers. Wallahi, this is not Islam. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha illahu. This is not Islam. When you open the Quran, you see the Quran from beginning till an end talking about the rulers. When you open the Sunnah, when you open Bukhari and Muslim, you see from beginning till an end 7,000 hadiths that are talking about the rulers. Subhanallah. Wallahi, these people have fallen prey to great evil that is spread by a sect that has deviated, that the Messenger ﷺ himself has warned against and warned against the most before he died. Salawatu Rabbi wa salamu alayhi. And then comes the other people who are basically trying to fight these people, and they have fallen into some aspects like them. Wallahi, nobody is safe. They warn against Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad. They warn against Sheikh Abdul Razzaq al-Badr. They warn against the Sheikh Salih al-Usaymi. They warn against the Sheikh Salih al-Sahimi, or they don't, but they say he's wrong. They warn against the Sheikh Wasiyullah Abbas, or they say, no, they are wrong. We are better than the ulama. We know better than the ulama, and they are wrong. They warn against Sheikh Muhammad ibn Hadi. They warn against the Sheikh Sulaiman al-Rahili. They warn against the Sheikh Salim al-Tuwi. Look, right now, almost 10 I have named from big ulama and mashayikh. How many a person came to me and in private? How many? I'm not talking about 2 people who came to me. I am talking about many people. Some of them even 3 years ago and 4 years ago came to me and said, there are certain people in the UK or I don't know what, and they warn against Sheikh Abdul Razak. They warn against Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad. They say, don't go and sit in his halaqah. Some of the biggest ulama of this time, they go and sit in the halaqah of Sheikh Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad. Abandon these people. Al-Imam ibn Baz rahimahullah ta'ala said the people that warn, and we read it together in our durus, we read both Al-Imam ibn Uthaymeen and Al-Imam ibn Baz. Both of them said, those that warn against the people of ilm, the true people of ilm, and the Salafis and so on, they are Salafi, true people of ilm. They warn against them, or they يزهد الناس بدروسهم, they say that, you don't need the durus of so and so of the ulama, so warn against them. And Imam ibn Baz said it, and Imam ibn Uthaymeen said it. Warn against them. And our Shaykh al-Allama Salih al-Sahimi, the Mufti of Medina, he said, leave them. And said they are foolish. And look at them. The same, just like how someone who follows the way of the Kharijites came and interrupted the lesson and started spewing this nonsense, the same thing. They come into here in the middle of a lesson and they interrupt the lesson, and what is being said in the lesson is Allah said, the Messenger said, and it is an explanation for a Shaykh bin Uthaymeen. Wallahi alladhi la ilaha illahu. I have seen people, they are warning against people who only say Bin Baz, Bin Uthaymeen, Salih al-Fawzan, Al-Albani. How do you warn against somebody who just says Bin Baz, Bin Uthaymeen, Salih al-Fawzan? How do you warn against a person like this? They don't name anybody else. They only name Bin Baz, Bin Uthaymeen, Salih al-Fawzan, Al-Albani, and they still warn against them. Of course, we're not saying that they deviated these people. They say Bin Baz, Bin Uthaymeen, Al-Albani, and they go against them. La. We're saying they say Bin Baz, Bin Uthaymeen, but still, because why? Because Hizbiyya, they're just like the Kharijites. Wallahi ya ikhwa. We mention them by name to some of the mashayikh. When we sit with them, they say, well, they are known. They're just like the Kharijites. They do so and so and so. And look at the behavior that we had in this class. Typical behavior. And I say, ya ikhwa, if they warned against Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad, if they warned against Abdul Razzaq al-Badr, and his son, if they warned against Sulaiman al-Rahili and Muhammad ibn Hadi and Wasiyullah Abbas and Sheikh Salih al-Sahimi, and Sheikh Salim al-Tawil, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. You really don't think that they're going to warn against others? To the people, ya ikhwa, to those that are way, way below them, wallahi, to the point they warn even against laymen. Someone who's a layman and they're also warning and take. فسبحان الله. يعني ما أعرف. If some of the biggest ulama of our time are treated in this way, what do you expect from such people? I tell you, barakallahu fikum, because I also get a lot of messages. Yeah, there are people in between in regards to them. Don't be in between. Ya ikhwa, abandon these people. Abandon these people. They only have khuruj, and the whole religion for them is khuruj, and the rulers, and the rulers, and the rulers. And he might be what? He might be committing some of the biggest sins. He might not even pray in the first place. And the only thing he's talking about, the khuruj and the rulers, and this, and wallahi, they ruin the deen. And you have people at the other extreme that are taking a stab against the ulama and the mashayikh as if they are more knowledgeable than them. Wal-'iyadhu billah. And they don't even leave the people that are upon the sunnah and that are salafis. They don't leave the ulama and they don't leave the students of Hajj. They don't even leave laymen. Sicknesses. But both of these are sicknesses that have to be left alone, and don't waste your time with them. Don't waste your time with them. And I tell my moderators here, if you ever see one of them, don't just hide, ban them from the whole Zoom, ban them, whatever it is, on YouTube, whatever. Just block them, ban them, kick them away. Because they just interrupt the lessons and they just, subhanallah, don't you even have shame from Allah Azza wa Jal? Someone is sitting and saying, Allah said and the Messenger said. Have some shame. Wait until, behind the lessons you are day and night. That's the only thing you talk about. Ghiba, day and night. Without haqq. Even inside the lessons, Allah al-Musta'an. طيب. There's a benefit in this, inshaAllah Azza wa Jal. Then you know to stay away from these two groups that are very similar, by the way. And how the ulama said, they are both on the way of the Kharijites. They both have traits of the Kharijites. They have certain traits, certain ways, methodologies, certain that are similar to how the Kharijites, or the same as the Kharijites of what they have done. طيب.